Everybody, we're Chris and Wendy from Meeple Overboard, and today we are playing The Crew.
The Crew, the quest for planet flavor text. This is the fantastic trick-taking game that just won the Kenner Spiel Award by Cosmos Games, designed by Thomas Singer. And what we're doing today is we're playing the two-player variant thereof.
And so we are just going to go ahead and skip a couple little games. It starts out very simple, very easy to learn, and progresses through 50 games.
So we're going to show you a few different missions, or two different missions or so. We'll do a playthrough of it, and we're going to show you exactly how the two-player system works and why we like it so much. Just to say this ahead of time, the reason that we're doing this is because a lot of people are concerned, should I buy this if I'm only going to play it with two people? We played through the whole campaign. And this computer player, this third made-up player sitting at the table, is a really neat system.
So we're going to go ahead and start with a game where we start with 1, 2, and 3. Now, there's all these little cool tokens that come with things, and they all mean different things as you play the game. We're going to go and start with 1, 2, and 3.
So how this works is there's an objective deck that you use for most missions to the game. The game, The Crew, consists of 4 different colored suits, green, yellow, blue, and pink. And then the black is the trump card, the trump suit, and these are the rockets. Now, the normal numbers go 2 through 9, or 2 through 9, and then, or 1 through 9, and then these ones go, the rockets are 1 through 4. Now, whoever has the 4 rocket card leads off in this game and is the first player is the commander, or the captain, we always say it, so I can say, I am the captain now.
All right, so the way this game sets up is we have 3 cards. These are our goal cards. And so we have to get them exactly in this order. This one has to be collected first, second, and third. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be collected, those cards, throughout the whole game. This has to be the first one collected. It just means out of these 3, this has to go first, and so on.
So yeah, we'll be playing tricks into the middle of the table and then be winning them and stuff. So as long as exactly what we said, this blue 2 is one before these ones, we're good. So we, in the two-player variant, so one of the things that we do as a house rule, by the way, is every time we play a game, we just pass this back and forward instead of shuffling it randomly so that either one of us becomes the captain. We just know who's the captain, right? Or the commander or whatever. You set up the computer player with 7 face-down cards and then 7 face-up cards. But before you do that, you take the 4 rocket out so you don't accidentally have it under there. Both players look at their hands and say, uh-oh, neither of us is captain.
Redraw.
So what we do is we just leave it face up and then give it to one person. Say, you're the commander for this mission. And then, I'll take it for the next one. So I have been designated the commander. So you would just say out loud, hey, I'm the commander, meaning I have the 4 rocket. But now we get to look at our hands and we'll see that, here, for example, I have these particular cards. And I think that this is angled so the camera can see it, but Wendy cannot. And like with many trick-taking games. I
cannot see your cards. That is accurate.
Fantastic.
Do a little organization here.
So what we're looking for are cards that will be relevant to our ability to win these 3 objective cards. So like if one of us has the yellow 9 in hand, for example, they're very likely going to be the person to win the yellow 9.
Jarvis.
Jarvis, yeah. The computer player is named Jarvis. This is open information, but the bottom cards are hidden. So until Jarvis plays one of these cards into a trick, these cards won't get revealed. So in a situation like this is really nice because, hey, this is open information. But, if the 9 were in fact in Jarvis's face-down cards, we wouldn't know, and we'd have to kind of fish it out. So I'm also going to be looking through my cards for maybe any objective cards that I might have, or cards of the objective color in a high value so that perhaps I could win it. All right. So now that we've looked through our cards, what we will do is, starting with the captain or the commander, we will get to choose, we kind of get to draft which card we think that we're going to win. So I am going to say, I bet that I can win the yellow 4.
I'm going to bet that I can win the blue 2.
And now the commander gets to play for Jarvis, or the computer player. And so we are betting that Jarvis, the computer player, will win the yellow 9, unsurprisingly, right? This is an early mission. This is an example of a fairly easy game setup.
That it is. So Chris is the commander. He'll begin with the first card play. Now, like we said, this is a card drafting game. So whatever color he plays, I have to play that color. And if I do not have it, then I can choose to play a different color.
Trick-taking game. You call it card drafting.
Oh my goodness. Because you mentioned drafting with this. Yes, sorry, trick-taking game.
All right. So, a prime example of what I might do is knowing that Wendy said, hey, I bet I can win this blue too. I'm going to, let's see, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this card, a blue 9. Now, the reason that I'm doing that when he plays a blue 1, I want Jarvis to ditch this blue 7, just in case Wendy was, was trying to get this 2, but maybe she didn't have a high enough card over a 7. So I played the 9, I win the trick, I will reveal the card from underneath Jarvis, and now, since I won the trick, as in with every trick-taking game, I'm going to play the next card, which will be a blue 2.
Hey, look, I will play a blue 8.
So you could have beat Jarvis either way. So what I'll do now is I'll just make Jarvis play whatever card, right? Because Jarvis is not able to follow suit, I don't want to make him play the rocket card and accidentally win it. Who played the blue 8?
I did, so I finished that, and we have completed number 1.
Chow space, baby. Okay, so now we see, right, this is the number 2 objective card here, and then this is the number 3. So I'm going to try and win the yellow 4, and then Jarvis is going to try and win the yellow 9. Like we said, this happens to be a very easy setup.
Especially because Jarvis has the 4, and he has the 9, and Chris gets to control Jarvis.
That I do. So, you won the last
I won the trick, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make this real easy for everybody.
Oh, look at that. I think that it's about time that Jarvis plays this yellow 4 so that Chris can play the yellow 6, thereby winning the trick in which the yellow 4 is found. And kaboom! That's completed. So now we just have to get Jarvis to win this yellow 9, which should be incredibly easy.
Now, if you look, I have no yellow cards, which means I can play whatever I want. I want Jarvis to win, so I'm not going to play these ones here. Since this is the last round of the game, it's okay that I give that information out, so I'm just going to play anything.
All right, Jarvis will play this. Kaboom, right? Well, that happened to be a really easy setup. So let's reshuffle and set up the game again and play on a harder difficulty so you can see some more of the interaction and the way that Jarvis is, a challenging, fun play.
All right, so we are set up to play a different game, a different module or whatever you call it.
Yes, and so the way that this one works, this is a much later mission. The first one that we showed, the 3 objectives, 1, 2, 3, is a pretty early mission out of the 50. This is in the second half of the book. This is kind of what you can expect to see. There's ones that have more objective cards, and there's ones that use the tokens and different things. This is a really good... If you don't want to see any spoilers, then this is not really a spoiler. This is just a fun scenario, right? But this is going to be a tougher one to see exactly how well we can utilize Jarvis here.
Yep. So the way that this works is that I, the captain, have to win the first trick and the last trick. If we want to use these fancy ones, this is the first one, right? Or I guess number 1 would be...
We just don't use the tokens.
We just don't have to use tokens. But anyways.
Yeah, we just know that you have to win first and last.
And then nobody can win more than a single trick above someone else. So if I've won 2 tricks and you've all won 1 trick, I cannot win another trick. Yep. Until everybody else is caught up.
So that means Wendy will be controlling Jarvis this time, and I will be at their mercy. So let's see what happens.
We shall see what happens. So I have to win the first trick. Let's go ahead and let's start this off pretty gently.
Please and thank you.
Let's see. Take a cheap one.
Okie doke. So when you play the 8, you take it.
So I won the first one, and we're just going to keep track of my tricks over here.
Yep.
Okay, now I start another one. I can't win this one, so I'm going to go ahead and do that puppy right there. And let's see, Jarvis has no green, so Jarvis is just going to throw in some... He's got a lot of low, so I'm going to throw in another low.
Very good. Green, I can win, so yahoo! Now, one of the things that we didn't do in the last session was we didn't use our communication tokens. We can communicate about one card in our hands, and only one card. Obviously, Jarvis is pretty open information. So now we need Jarvis to win one. So how's about I throw this one out for leading's sake?
Okay, we'll take it. Okay, Jarvis has one.
Maybe we'll do them sideways or something like that?
There you go.
Yeah,
that
there
works.
Good enough.
Now, Jarvis is going to go ahead and throw out this one. Doesn't matter who wins now because we are all at 1.
Correct. There's a lot of freedom when we're all tied up. So I take that one. So yeah, so that's my second trick. I'll offset them. So now I need to try and play one that I know that I won't win. Something that I know that I won't win. Well, this... Yeah, you know what? This is not a bad opportunity. Yoink.
Okay. And I'll take that one.
Righty-roo.
I've got 2 down.
I'm at 2 as well. I can hold these out in front of my cards. So now Jarvis has to win a second.
Okay, let's see. What can I help Jarvis win?
Ooh, okay. Very nicely done, Jarvo, my old boy. So I still haven't communicated anything about what's in my hand to Wendy. And I mean, as this starts narrowing down, thankfully we're all at 2. And we have to think, in just a few tricks, Wendy will have to win the last one.
That is true. Let's go ahead and throw this out.
Okay, we're all tied up, right? So now it truly doesn't matter who wins the next one among us. So I'm going to throw this out.
Okay, that lets me know that Chris has no pinks. Also, this lets Chris know that I have no pinks.
Hey, look at that. So Jarvis wins that one. So we're talking a little bit out loud and everything, right? Like, normally this is a more quiet game, but we're narrating so that you don't just watch us go,
All right.
Very good. Alrighty. So now is a time that I have to make sure that Wendy wins the next one.
And I'm going to go ahead and put out this communication that this is my highest green card. Highest, only, and lowest are just the 3 different communications that we can give.
Okay. Well, now Wendy's communicated. This card is still part of her hand. I'm going to play this one.
And I will go ahead and play that.
Nifty. And now Jarvis does not have any yellow to play.
And I have won my 3rd trick.
Okay, so we're all up at 3 now. Jarvos flips over. Jarvis loaded up with pink this game.
So we each need to win one, and then I need to win another one.
You need to win the last one. That's correct.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start this by doing this one. And we'll do that one.
You let out with green. Oh boy. So that's you. So
we might have lost this.
we very well might have. And to be honest, I think it's probably when you didn't take the rocket one, because now Jarvis is going to win two tricks, right? Well, I think there's a way around that. Okay, let's see if there's a way around that. I'm going to communicate that this is my only blue card.
Okay. We shall see how this goes.
You won that last one, right? Yeah, because you took trick number 4 amongst all of us.
So Jarvis is going to play this.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So Jarvis is at 4. Now we need to get Chris to win. What is this? I don't know what Chris's other card is in hand. I don't know if it's a yellow or... Well, I know he doesn't have any pink, so I'm going to guess it's a yellow, and I'm going to hope it's higher than this. Thank goodness.
Wow, I communicated this card one turn too soon. I was like, oh, maybe Wendy it'd be useful for her to know. Hey, look at that. Okay,
right,
so I won the last trick, and I guess Wendy gets the chance to... Yeah, there we go. That's I didn't think about that. That's how you do it. You play the 4 rocket on the Jarvis's 3 rocket. Holy macaroni.
We did it.
I was nervous. At the end, I was holding a hand of nothing but yellow and that 1 blue card. And I was like, well, why do I need to know I have 1 blue card left? Not thinking that I was going to come down to that. Good memory, not playing this one. So yeah, in a 2-player game with Jarvis on the side, there's like 1 extra card that never gets played. So, whew.
That was tight.
That was a lot more exciting than the first one.
That was.
So overall, I really like this 2-player implementation.
Oh, I do too. It's very fascinating to really dive into the psychology of trick-taking games in general and be on each other's team. It's really fun. Games, whether we succeed or we mess up, it's fun to have that dialogue after of, oh my gosh, this is what I was thinking. I was going to do this and you were going to do that. Or, oh, it worked out because I had kept the 4 and you didn't realize I kept the 4.
Yeah, thinking about that, I was like, oh, I don't know how we can get past this rocket situation. But yeah, you had the 4. And like I said, these are things that I wouldn't say normally if we were playing, but for the fact of the narration of the video,
Yeah. So it's not a talkative game.
It's
that's
not
what you're looking for, but
then as soon as the game is over, you're like, then you become talkative. And that's
exactly.
I think that's what made us want to go through all 50 pages of this logbook. So this rule book on one side and then the the journey. And every single one of these has like a little blip of like uninteresting flavor text. It's very...
The story's terrible.
The story's repetitive and it's okay. But the fact that there's 50 of these scenarios and like it starts off, seriously, with like win 1 objective card. Then it goes up to 2 and then it goes... Eventually you're starting to try and win like 6, 7, 8, 9 of these, which is complex in its own right. But then it's these unique missions like this that make it really fun to come back to.
It does. So yeah, overall, this game has been great. Wish there was more than 50 scenarios.
And I think that there are available online. You can download some. You can try out extra ones that people have come up with. You can come up with your own. Try and figure out combinations and weird rules and stuff.
So we're Meeple Overboard. Thanks for watching.